Okay, so say you just got your D-Lev and you plugged it in, watched it light up and stuff, so you know it's not completely broken, but you want to set up the fields and try it out and make sure that it's living up to being all that it can be and stuff. And you need an electrically and mechanically secure setup to do that. Just that's true for any Theremin. Okay, so first we want to pick it up off the floor and set it on something, preferably non-conductive, like a wooden bench or a table, or something like this plastic table. This plastic table has metal bars underneath that make it less than ideal, but still it's functional enough for something like this. You want to get it up, particularly up off of a concrete floor or an earthen kind of floor, because the fields can be kind of weird down there. All right, so and certainly don't use like a metal table. And if you're in doubt at all, you can maybe get a plastic tub or something and stick it kind of in between whatever. Give it just a little more insulative space. Okay, so we're going to take the D-Lev out of the box and pull the wires forward. And this was an idea that Lydia gave me. Well, hers was set up this way actually, and I thought it was kind of interesting. She just took it out of the box and then angled it back like this, so then it's sitting against the coil box in the back. And it's really pretty secure, so I'm going to go with this. Thank you, Lydia. Okay, so you need to plug in the antenna wires here into the coil boxes. Doesn't matter which one you use for what. They're the same, just they're different colors, but it doesn't mean anything. Pull the volume comes around the front here, and the pitch comes around the side like that. Okay. So the coil boxes themselves act like antennas, and these wires act like antennas too. So we have to make sure that they're not moving around. The coil boxes aren't moving around when we're doing things like auto calibrating and turning knobs and junk. We definitely don't want the antennas to move. So we've got a volume and a pitch plate. One's bigger and one's smaller. I like to use the small one for the volume. I'm going to hook it up here to the alligator clip. Make sure that it's really in the teeth of the alligator clip. If you push it in too far, it'll be in this little space area, and then you won't be getting a good solid connection. And we're going to use the plastic bolt here. I'm just going to push it right up against the corner of the box and orient it so that it's good and solid there. And you can do enough calibration and just move around. Okay, for the pitch antenna, I'm going to use two of these chip clips that you use to close up your potato chips so they don't get stale in the kitchen. Just clip it to the corner there, and it doesn't move around too much. And then hook up the wire there. So there you have it. It's a really nice, mechanically sound. Things aren't flopping around or moving or anything. I mean, you move these plates just ever so slight amount, and you're going to throw off your calibration. So, when you're trying to do the calibration. Okay, so we have this ground wire here with a clip on it, and we have the dongle, and both of these have ground wires in them, so we need to keep them away from the antennas, reasonably far away. The tungsten cable we don't really care about. It's all plastic, so it can even go across your antenna or something, and it won't hurt anything. So just do whatever you want with that. Okay, for power, we're gonna, as usual, we're gonna plug the dongle into this Amazon charger, which doesn't have a ground, and we're gonna plug it into this power strip over here, and everything lights up and it's cool. And now we just need a ground. I'm going to use this extension cord, plug it in, and in America anyway, this round thing on the bottom is where we ground it. In Europe, the round things have power in them, so be careful. You might want to study up on it a little bit to know where the ground is. Usually it's bare metal inside the outlet in Europe. But anyway, here in America, I went in my junk box and got a screw, and I got one that fit into here pretty tightly. You can screw it in a little too to make sure it's really in there. And to check our ground, I've got this little neon bulb tester. You can get these at the hardware store for a couple bucks. So here in America, the little slot is the live one, the dangerous one. That's the one that can shock you. The big one is actually a ground. It's neutral. So we're going to plug this into, and the phase here doesn't matter. The red and black again doesn't mean anything. I'm going to plug it into the 2, and you can see that it lights up. And if we go from the hot to ground, we can also see it light up to the screw, right? And if we go from neutral to the screw, we see nothing. And that's the way it should be, because they're actually, these 2 wires are go all the way through the house, and they're actually connected electrically together at the breaker box. So, handy thing to have. Check your grounds. So we're going to hook up the ground to the clip here. So, all right, so we're keeping these wires away from, reasonably far away from the volume here. Oops. Ground fell off. Not good. Okay, so now we're going to stand in playing position and do an auto calibration. Okay, then wait to about G2, do another one. That didn't really jump at the end. You can see that it's just going to go to G2 each time with this particular setup. Well, it jumped that time because my hands and my body were different. Yeah. So you should be able to do repeated auto calibrations and not really have the tuner jump very much. As long as that shows that your whole setup is physically and electrically pretty stable. So at this point, oh yeah, let me show you too. I mean, see, like, you can kind of see that the ground is making a big difference here. To the way that the unit behaves. If I do an auto calibration without it, the field gets really weird out here, and it's very unstable. Volume seems all right, but the pitch gets really strange. So you can't really use the pitch far field if it's not grounded right. So, that's another kind of indication that, your ground is good if you see a lot of change here. But this is pretty definitive, whether you've got a good ground or not. So, from here you can set up your pcal and sensitivity and offset plus, and then do the volume side, stuff like that. And you can really, I mean, in helping people do this via video chat, sometimes it's better to start off with pcal, like the manual says. Sometimes it just seems more straightforward to start with sensitivity, giving the octave sensitivity or whatever at the plate straight first, and then adjusting pcal to get the same kind of reaction back at your body and all through the field. It's really up to you. I don't want to impose a false kind of order to that. So, okay, well, thanks for watching.